Breaking news as we come on the air. Multiple sinkholes spreading concerns throughout a Bay Area community tonight. Evacuations underway at this hour as fear sinks in that those homes could be swallowed up at any moment. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Wendy Ryan. Neighbors hoping for answers tonight about possible sinkholes opening up in their Port Richey community. Evacuations in effect right now for several homes between Neva Lane and Ashwood Drive. And we're taking action for you tonight with team coverage. Kicking off our team coverage right now, my colleague Jameson Euler live in that neighborhood getting answers about what's happening right now. Jameson?
Oh, Wendy, this is what has everyone's attention here tonight. This depression that's in the front yard of this home, about 15 feet wide by 15 feet deep, which will most likely be classified as a sinkhole when geologists make their way out here sometime tomorrow. The good news is in the time we've been out here this evening, we really haven't seen this thing move that much, but at the same time, 10 people around this thing have been told it is in their best interest tonight to get out.
One look at this 15-foot wide depression in the driveway of this Port Richey home was enough for police and fire rescue to start issuing voluntary evacuation orders for 10 homes in and around Neva Lane.
We're trying to determine how much damage is being done. The depressions are still actively growing at this time.
That's depressions, plural. This one in the front, another in the back. All the result, investigators say, of this home 2 lots over that's been undergoing ground repairs for 3 sinkholes on their property when the ground gave way nearby this afternoon.
Any other areas that are unstable will also become more unstable and usually cause the depressions that we see at the houses next to us.
This depression 15 feet deep happening on the homeowner's birthday. Her neighbor across the street says today's timing is actually lucky.
Thank goodness she wasn't here. I mean, normally she would be parked there.
And back live now, I want to point you here in the direction of those red marks on the pavement where this big depression has formed. That right now, the investigators are keeping their eye on those red marks on that driveway because they put them there because of what they said is they want to see whether or not those move overnight. If they do, that certainly shows some movement in that depression. Some folks in this neighborhood say they're not going to stick around to see if those red marks move at all. They've already left for the evening. For that part of the story, Maricela Burgos joins me live now with the latest. Maricela?
And there was only one mandatory evacuation, and that's right here at this greenhouse. That family has left because the foundation right there started cracking. Building inspectors did check the houses around it and behind it. There were some voluntary evacuations, and those homes there has been a sticker placed right in front of it, and it does say enter at your own risk.
Some shirts.
Patricia James is packing a bag and making sure her kids get out of the house and somewhere safe.
This is crazy. I mean, I live in the back of that house.
She's worried because there are 3 large holes that have opened up near her backyard.
That thing is that close? It's scary.
Authorities knocked on her door to tell her the depressions are getting bigger.
I wouldn't worry about it too much until this opened up.
This started with a grouting company that was making repairs to sinkholes at this house, and those repairs then caused gaping pits to open in neighbors' yards.
I kind of went, damn, that's a hole.
Rob Cox spotted it first.
Thank God her vehicle wasn't parked in the driveway. It would have sucked it all up.
Rob's neighbor decided to stay somewhere else tonight. Officials checked on 10 homes and told people they have the option to stay or leave. People who live in 6 of the homes have voluntarily evacuated. The house where it all started had a mandatory evacuation because the foundation has started to crack.
Just talked to some of the people down there, and they said so far everything on this side of the block is good.
Rob plans to stay somewhere else tonight, but he will check on his dad and sister tomorrow, who have decided to stay.
I was worried in the beginning. I ain't worried anymore.
So here's what happens next. The grouting company that was working out here earlier today is going to come back tomorrow morning, and they're going to start filling the depressions, the ones that opened up today, with sand. And they're going to wait to make sure that they stabilize, fill it in, stabilize. As soon as that happens, and if they do notice that that has started to stabilize, then they're going to come back here and start working on this house again. Reporting live, Maricela Burgos, ABC Action News.
All right, Maricela, thank you. And certainly sinkholes and depressions here in Florida are nothing new to us, but if you certainly moved to the area recently, you're learning to find out a little bit more about them. And we'll tell you, when you talk about sinkholes, here's how they form. They form when water moves through spaces and cracks underground, slowly dissolving the limestone, which Florida is rich in, and it creates a network of cavities and voids under there. And as the limestone dissolves, those pores and cracks get much larger. A sinkhole then occurs when the ground above collapses or sinks into those underground voids. As we said, Central Florida especially prone to those, and Pasco County, where we're at tonight, is the #1 county in all of Florida. Coming up a little bit later, I'm going to show you how to easily go online and find out whether or not there's a sinkhole right near you. Again, in about 10 minutes or so. But for now, we are live in Port Richey. I'm Jamison Euler, ABC Action News. Wendy?